going on, YouTube? My name is Stefan Joyner, and I welcome you to the Joyner channel. First of all, I want to say thank you to all the support I've been getting on my last video. It's crazy because if you look on my page, I've been doing videos. You know, I used to be attempted to get into the music, and I have videos up. I was actually just going through them, looking at the TV, and I'm looking 14 years ago, 15 years ago. And this video, the last video that I dropped 3 days ago, has gotten more views than all of them combined. So I thank you for that. Also, when I dropped that, I had like 41 subscribers. I have 130 now. And this is in a 2-3 day span. Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Also, I appreciate the love I've been getting as far as people, you know, chiming in, sending blessings and things of that nature. As far as, you know, what I talked about with my son converting to Islam and, you know, with some of the medical issues I'm having right now. Well, you know, I wouldn't say medical, but, you know, physical. Let's put it like that. So with that being said, today I will be talking to you about a wild day for me. And that day was September 4th, 2024. And this is the day that I was terminated from my last job. Just to start out, I have been working in the customer service field for almost the last 20 years of my life. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you can look at the management. I, you know, supervised, things of that nature. Made some decent money. For the most part, enjoyed my job. But, you know, the hustle and bustle, the Black Fridays and the inventory and the stuff that come along with that, you know. And then I just didn't feel like my career was elevating. Some might think that's my fault. Whatever. And when I say these are the people who are working in the same environment as me. But whatever. So long story short, I got another job in customer service too, but we're in the car care industry now. And this particular company is a company that the customer base is cool. They offer services, but their main income is, I guess you could say, subscriptions. You know, membership. People pay monthly and yearly with this particular company for, you know, roadside and things of that nature. So I'm in this company. I was there for about almost 2 years. Everything was going well. I mean, it was Disneyland to me. You know, I did my job well. I'm not going to lie, the facility had the highest sales plan, you know, the monthly sales plan that they'd ever had in the whole time. The building was there 11 years. I'm just saying, I'm there a year and you break records. And yeah, that was definitely because of me. Not to toot my own horn, but yeah, that was definitely because of me. Definitely, hands down. So, you know, that's either here or there. Let's go ahead and go into this particular day. First, let's talk about August 24th. August 24th is the date where the incident that got me fired supposedly took place. Now, understand, when you're working in this facility, the phone is ringing, there are appointments, and you got walk-ins and tow-ins. So you got all these demographics going on in a one-day span. This particular day, I was there by myself on this day. And I got a phone call. And the phone call was from a member. You know, pretty sure it's either a member or one of the people that we get parts from, or that they get parts from, or somebody like that, you know, that usually calls. But basically, this member calls, and with the members, there's different levels to their membership. Now, the membership level that this particular patron was on, it gave them a perk. Basically, you get a free battery every year. Free battery for your vehicle every year. Now, in order for this to happen, it has to be verified. Now, it's a whole procedure to verify this. You know, you got to basically, I have to call another department in said company, give them the customer's member ID number, and then from then we get their status and see if they're still eligible for this battery, because it's one battery a year. So, but this particular customer, she had called. I had spoke to her, let her know that she wasn't too happy about it. I guess, and later on, I get to find out that she's worked for the company herself, but in a different department. Now, these two departments have nothing to do with each other. Like, it's like night and day when it comes to the procedures. Now, when it comes to the customer service level, everybody should be on the same plateau, you know. But as far as the procedures and things of that nature, and yeah, it's night and day. It's not the same thing. So, and she worked in another department. But anyway, I'm letting her know, and she couldn't understand why I had to verify it. So long story short, I end up getting off the phone with her. I wasn't rude to her. I just let her know the procedures that had to be done in order to, satisfy her needs. Uh, got off the phone with her, made the phone calls, verified her status, called her back, let her know everything was on the up and up. She came back in. We took care of her. I had a conversation with her. In that conversation is when she let me know that she used to work for the company in another department. Okay, cool. This conversation ends with a "have a nice day. Thank you for your membership." This is how I ended all my conversations with all customers, whether they work there or not. Now, let's fast forward to September the 4th. September the 4th, I'm there. One of my colleagues is there. I was the assistant manager of this facility, and I had a manager. And then we had a guy, we called him a service advisor. So just three of us at this facility, pretty much. And it had been talked about on many occasions, me getting my own facility and things of that nature. But honestly, I didn't want to do it. And I'm going to tell you why. Wasn't enough money. He wasn't making that much more money than me, but he had more responsibilities than me. I was just coming, and don't get me wrong, sometimes we have clashed, but I know for a fact that we clashed, but you're dealing with two guys that got, similar interests. He was a family man. I'm a family man. Like, he was a good guy. This is no downplay to him. He had his bullshit with him. I'm sorry. He had his issues, but it wasn't nothing personal. At the end of the day, we could go through whatever and still shake hands at the end of the day. And that's anybody. But I didn't want to be a manager. I didn't want to be a manager. But anyway, so he's this September the 4th. He's out of town. Well, at least I thought he was. His daughter's birthday was on the same day as my birthday, August the 24th. And he had talked about that, but we're towards the end of the month. And, we're trying to meet metrics. So he was like, look here, we just going to dig in. And then I'll go out with my daughter, take my daughter out the following week for her birthday. So boom, we got through that. The month of August is over. September hits. He goes on vacation, about to celebrate the whole daughter thing. Do his due with his daughter. Okay, cool. I'm there. My colleague is there. I leave to go to lunch. I come back. He's there. My manager's there. And he's got this other guy with him, a regional manager. Now, I'm going to tell you off bucks, I did not like him at all. I didn't like him. I remember one time I talked to the vice president of a company that I work for. Uh, in retail. And he told me, he was like, basically, he was giving me game and a compliment. He told me, he was like, most of these managers that are over you, they got in their position due to being at the right place at the right time. They didn't get here because they did an astronomical job or they sold a lot of stuff or the store looks wonderful. This certain company that I'm talking about, like when they first started and, and started to grow, they just had to fill positions. And if you worked there, it was nothing for them to ask you, hey, you want to be a manager? And then you say, yeah. And they up that pay and, nothing that we had to go through in order to get to try to climb the ladder in this. And that, I wasn't mad at that. What upsets me is you deal with cats that they're in position and they're not humbled. Like they earned it. And I wouldn't say earned, but not like earned it. I wouldn't say they didn't earn it by being there. I guess they earned it, but they ain't do nothing phenomenal, you know. And this vice president was looking at the numbers. He was looking at my numbers, some of my colleagues' numbers, career-wise though. Like from the different departments we ran. Like his laptop was different. It was different. And basically looking at the sales and the path of the stores and who is where when this is happening. And Stefan Joyner was definitely in there and definitely got paid, pay wasn't bad, bonuses was decent. And the same thing with said company I'm talking about now. But I'm saying that to say this regional manager that came in there, he wasn't nothing. He wasn't about nothing. First of all, I remember when it came out that we had overdid the sales plan. Now the way this works, like you bonus the month after. So July was a phenomenal month. We were $56,000 over sales plan, but you won't receive your money for that until the last week of August, and so on and so on. The same thing. If August is a good month, the last week of September you get a bonus. And I was cool with that. And I wasn't cool with the fact that when he tried to underplay that. Like that wasn't the best numbers that the facility had ever seen. And it definitely wasn't because of him. Because he previously ran the facility. And, he would throw little jabs saying that it ain't all about the money. And I'm like, if it's not all about the money, why do I keep getting these emails? Why do y'all keep changing procedures every other day? That's another thing. He wasn't the vice president of the company, but he was a district manager. And basically, in a nutshell, he told me if the higher ups are changing stuff every other day, that means they don't know what they're doing. If they're changing stuff, and they're not even the higher ups, they might be a level or two below the higher ups in these companies. But if they're changing everything. They're changing. Oh, that ain't working. We got to do this. That ain't working. We got to do this. They're just basically pissing in the wind. That's basically what they're doing. But they won't admit that. They won't. And I mean, that's the thing with me, man. Like in some of these settings, I look at these dudes and I'm like, nah. But anyway, let's not get off track. So, like I say, I come back from lunch. My manager's there. The regional manager's there. Now, I don't know what they're doing. I actually didn't think anything of it. And I'm going, handling business as usual, answering the phone. Then I get called in there. I'm like, okay, what's this? So then they call me in the office. And they're like, basically, your services are no longer needed. You're terminated. And I'm like, why? I'm asking why. Report to human resources. They'll let you know. Now, mind you, this is the regional dude. It's like, that's what got me about my manager. Like, you know what? Nah, we wasn't on the level. Because I watched him, I don't know, like Ike and Tina or something. I'm asking him a question and he got to look at him to get the answer. I'm like, what is this debacle here? I'm like, what? I don't imagine that. I asked, yeah, so, what we doing today? And you got to look at your girl and she tell you what you're doing today. That's what that equated to me. But anyway, let's not get off subject. So they tell me, report to human resources. I do so. When I reach out to human resources, the young lady that I need to speak to wasn't there. But the lady who was there was extremely rude. And basically, I'm doing my little investigation. And that day I knew, okay, they knew a while ago. Especially when I heard August 14th. I'm like, August 14th. It's September the 4th now. August 14th, 19 days ago. 19, what's that? 19, 18 days ago? Something like that. Like, okay. September the 4th now. Okay. But I spoke to a young lady who, and this was a nice young lady. I'm not going to lie. I spoke to her and she broke down the complaint that this customer made. Bruh, the lady, the have a nice day lady, the entitled lady who got her battery, didn't do a survey though. That's nothing that was fishy. Didn't do a survey. She got the number of another regional guy, called him direct. Now, I've dealt with customers that can't get in contact with these guys. That was fishy to me ahead of time. And I'm like, okay, so you got this guy's number. And he answered the phone. I don't even have the guy's number. This particular dude. This wasn't the dude that was in the office that was when I got canned. This is another guy that's over him. I didn't even have his number. So this lady has his number. Okay, cool. And she gave me the rundown of the complaint that she put in that I was, mind you, when she came in there, I'm by myself. A part of her complaint was I was rude to one of my colleagues. Who? There's only 3 of us there. One was on vacation. I think the service advisor, he was either at lunch, he wasn't there. So who else was I rude to? You know what I'm saying? Like then it was a Saturday. Like at 3:00, the other side of I'm gonna call it the retail side. They leave at 3:00 every Saturday. Like, I don't remember the exact time, but it was in the afternoon. And I definitely wasn't rude to any of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I got fired, I'm sorry and what's going on and called me. They didn't understand it. They seen what I was doing in there. So, and then, when this happens, you go through your unemployment process and everything. And through the unemployment, it was like a trial I had to go to pretty much. It was over the phone. And the guy who got the phone call from the entitled member and the rude lady are on this phone call. And then my whole thing was, and it's an actual lawyer on the phone that's representing me. And I let them talk. They went through their whole thing. And then, cause I already knew it's like the stuff you're saying, cause even the lawyer was like, so the lady said that in the statement, she said that it seemed like I didn't want to be there. What? And then even if that's true, which it wasn't, but even if it was, so what? Did you get what you came for? The services you came for, you got them. I had to make that happen. I had to write up the repair order. I have to allocate to the guys in the garage, everything. I had to check the inventory, make sure we had the battery. I go through all its procedures, go through all that, have a nice day, have a conversation with me. He, ha, ha. Like this the bottom of the barrel type of person, man. He, ha, ha. And this person knew that they knew that was going to happen. And the company knew, let's get back to the bone. Remember I told you, $56,000 over bonus, 56, 54 over sales plan. Now, I've gotten bonuses before. I can tell you what the bonus was. The bonus before, and this was like a mediocre, nowhere near this month. That bonus was $2,100. That was that bonus. That was further back within my first year. So I'm thinking this about to be, yeah. And then another thing, when I got that bonus within the first year, the $2,100, when I got that, I remember speaking to my manager and he was upset because his bonus wasn't what he thought he was. I mean, he was really upset. I'm sorry, y'all. He was really upset as if it ruined his day. Like he was groggy all day, which I understand. He's got a family, this housing market. I remember him telling me his apartment was like $3,000 a month, and he's got a wife and she's unemployed and things of that nature. Stuff that we go through as men. And He was real upset about not getting the type of bonus he thought it was going to be. But when that thing came in August and I commented, what I did, I even went back to my pay stub to that one bonus. It was the same exact amount, bruh. It was the same exact amount, people, from before. So I talked to him. I'm like, Will, this bonus it's not, I said the guy's name. Oh, the cat's out the bag. Well, this bonus, it's not what what we thought it was gonna be. Oh, don't worry about it. Sometimes we just gotta be happy with what we get. And in hindsight, I'm like, what? I ain't think nothing, but in hindsight, ding, 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 he knew I was gonna get fired. He knew I was gonna get fired. But I knew he was a yes man. I mean, I respected it. Like everybody can't be a hustler. Everybody, because I tell you right now, if it wasn't for my knees messed up, I had a plan. I mean, within a week, I had a plan about to execute. I'm a planner. I'm not gonna lie. And it would have got me back to the money immediately. But he knew. And then, I didn't think of it then, but like in hindsight, I'm like, I remember he got the bonus he didn't think it was. He was real upset. So that tells me his bonus was fine. So basically, company, they said, you know what, hey, we're gonna get rid of you. So we're not even gonna pay you what we're supposed to pay you. You know what I'm saying? But some people think we stupid out here. So going back to the trial that I had to go through with the unemployment, I had bought that up. I bought a couple of things up just to give you the character of the company. And, that was like before Christmas, the 19th of December. I mean, knock on wood, I want my money to keep coming, but I ain't heard nothing from them. Usually when they stop it, they let you know. Like that was wrongfully terminated, man. Wrongfully terminated. You can't terminate somebody based on the word. Nobody's there. You do no investigation. You don't get my side of the story. You just decide. But like I say, that was the regional dude. He did that. One thing I have learned, these people can do what they want to do, man. They can talk about procedures and they can talk about whatever, especially in that setting. Like, what I'm saying? This is not a big company. Like I've worked for companies where you have like human resources that you can go to and resolve the issue. And also like I've dealt with associates that had opportunities. And the goal is to try to help them keep their job. This guy didn't want me. He didn't like the big black guy. He ain't like nothing about him, bruh. He ain't like nothing about him. Nothing at all. Didn't nothing at all. It's cool. And I also think he didn't like the fact that everybody around liked me. There was two people that didn't like me. They were in the back. But they didn't like anybody. They were like, I don't know. Some people just wake up on the wrong side of the bed all the time. And they were, didn't but they didn't work in my department, so it didn't make me no difference. I give you one time. I speak, you don't speak, okay. The same thing even happened with their manager. She came in, I spoke, she didn't speak. That's the last time I'm speaking. I speak to everybody when I get there, but I'm not about to continue to try to. But I tell you this though, back to the first video about my son converting. Like I said, that video got 2,100 views in 2 days. Through that video, I got enough subscribers to go live. The universe is talking, bro. I've been wanted to try to find a way to do this, to create content. I didn't know which, angle to take. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments, man. You know what I'm saying? What you want to talk about? Let's build. But yeah. That was wrongfully terminated, bro. Wrongfully. In this economy. Before Christmas. Thank God for my wife. Man. Need a strong woman, boy. Held it down. She holds it down. And you know, you know, I know how to make things happen. Definitely know how to make things happen. We work together, man. That's the key. But that's the first time I've ever been fired, bro. That's another thing. Like that's like, you know. But then I think I'm like, well, if I was still working there, I probably wouldn't be making any of these videos. I definitely wouldn't. So I don't know. We're gonna see. We'll see what I know what consistency brings. So I mean, you going to strike gold. So with that being said, like, share, subscribe. You know the regular that every content creator asks. Um, like I say, once again, thank you for all the subscriptions. Thank you for the views. And I'll talk to y'all next time, man.